Hello, welcome to another wonderful Attila Total War video. We're going to slide that out the way slightly. I'm going to start with saying apologies for the 2 weeks delay between the videos. I was going to get this out on Wednesday, but sadly I fell very ill. We're jumping in here, as you can see, a wonderful different map for once, but sadly I didn't change from the east to west attacking, and he started off with this wonderful tree line and a very large hill. So I started my men on the very far right hand side here, as you can see. I want to approach my men from this setup a little bit more. From this setup, he still had a slight high ground advantage, and it seems like a good job I did, because at the same time, obviously I couldn't see all these hidden. All these were supposed to be hidden. So it's a good job I didn't attack from the left, because as you can see, all of his men are clearly very well set up there already. So setting them up over here, he has to reposition this entire troop of men. This happens for a short while, so I'm just going to wang it on double time, just sort of as I talk through it. I think that's the only bad note thing I've got to talk about. I got a Napoleon video actually lined up, which I need to record. And that's wonderful. I haven't played Napoleon in ages, so it's very nice to do that. I'm going to talk about my army actually for a little bit. I will take off the bad note is I brung some of these wonderful Thracian O-spawns. Only bad thing about them, I actually thought I brung 5. We were talking, he's actually quite a nice guy in the game. He said, spam the shit. I quote, you spam the shit out the Thracian O-spawns, but I normally class 5 or less fine. I think 5 is the maximum, but sadly I did take 6 of those. 1 extra unit, I know this I didn't realise, but it's taking the piss. I always find 5 or less is a good standpoint with unit structure before you sort of feel like you're taking the piss of things coming back in. I think it was Rome 2, people would just have the melee spawns fully ranked. An army of those, they can beat anything. It's a bit like you're taking the piss of it. Things like that. There's ways to sort of organise around it now, but I'm playing as the Visigoths actually, by the way. It's the very first time I actually played as the Visigoths online, and I sort of set up the army sort of last minute while he was in game during chatting. So I feel like I didn't really feel like I brung what I should have done. I thought my archers were nice. I only got, I think it was 3 or 4 sets of Germanic archers. They got the 200 range, which is 50 more than the standard short bows. So it's kind of useful. Only sadly got 1 set of cavalry, but I got their strongest lancers, and also I picked them up in 1 stripe of gold rank there as well. I kind of felt like I might. I'm debating if it was beneficial to get maybe 2 cheaper sets of cavalry, but if I come back to this, I'll probably get rid of one of my Thracian O-spawns, get them down to 5, because I just feel that's a little bit more comfortable unit to have, and then maybe get 2 semi-decent ones, or 1 good one with a bit of rank, or 1 good and 1 bad. I'll see how it sort of sets out. With that as well, I could have maybe got an extra set of archers if I got rid of the Thracian warriors, maybe kept the whole cavalry thing, but we'll get back to that. We'll sort of see how that goes in other games. So as you can see here now, I'm just slowly moving up. Place some archers over here and also a couple of spear units behind them. Got to be careful of the trees, as you can see, still most of their units are hidden. I don't have a clue what's going on. I can see their German one, I think I can see 1 other, yeah, this spear unit here. I was going to say, I think I regularly recall seeing 1 other unit at this time, so I kind of expected most of their guys to be in the trees, so I'm keeping a lot of my spearmen up near the trees. I don't know if they got cavalry, I don't know if they can run at me, whatever. I don't know if they're going to have archers and stuff in the trees. As you can see, they got crossbowmen. Them. Good thing about spearmen, they tend to have a higher block rate, as you can see there. It doesn't actually say it has good missile block, but they tend to have really good missile block, especially since I've got Thracian warriors behind that. These guys have no shields and I think very low armor. What does it say? Very poor missile block. That, well, yeah, that's the one. I think they got low armor as well, purely because of the fact they're just wearing chainmail and cloth, opposed to actually any heavy sets of plate mail or something. 1 second, I had a bit of breakfast stuck in my throat. How wonderful it is to be awake at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's not even late. Early. It's very late. As you can see in this game here, as I was saying, I've kind of split on my army ever so slightly here. I don't know why I've got these 2 units here in the background. I'm not too sure why I also put these guys hidden up in the trees. I'm pretty sure they would have remembered that they're there by now, but this is where I'm going to start sort of double timing it a little bit so we can sort of get moving. This is probably when we were just having a little chat. I want to see what they're doing. I sort of said to myself what's going to be the best option. Want to keep my archers away from the tree line, because I don't want to have to worry about any like sudden movement and for me to have to deal with. Place my general a little bit more central here, as you can see, just so he's got a little bit extra free range of movement if I need it. Quite a few little spheres here of influence, so morale isn't really a big fear currently in my mind. Only bad thing about it is only tier 1 melee infantry. They're not exactly the best at all, but I find that they do hold themselves well in battle. Their defensive capabilities are definitely better than their offensive ones. So they seem to survive quite a bit. Maybe not statistically. I'm trying to remember the statistics of it now, but it's not really that much change. I'm just going to put it in here, as you can see. A little bit fast forward time. Not really much is happening. It's just sort of the layout. Bringing up my cavalry here. I want my cavalry again close to my general like this, halfway, so I can sort of react to each way. He's starting to move a bit now, and as you can see, I'm going to just turn down a little bit. I can see some of the spearmen. I can see some of the swordsmen. I did notice, I think, his crossmen as they ran back. These guys here I noticed in the trees. So I know he's got some strong melee infantry coming up when you're fighting against the Romans. It's a bit like they're strong. I mean, it's the Western Roman Empire, so I don't have to worry too much. But they will have units which I'm going to be a bit cautious about. I was cautious about these guys here. I noticed as soon as I started firing down upon them that they put themselves in defensive formation. I was like, alright, I'm just going to turn off fire now. How many did I kill in this couple of volleys? One guy. Alright, hey, stop firing. Well, I just said I turned you off. Again, only one guy. I'm pretty sure I get on that quick and tell him to stop shooting. Well, where even is that one guy anyway? Stop shooting! There he is. Also, as you can know, I got the blood pack. I didn't really much care for it, but it was like 40 pence. Trying to recall how much it was, and I got free money on Steam from selling crap anyway, so I thought might as well. But it's not actually as bad as I. It's not over the top. I actually quite like it. It never really bothered me like that. I kind of prefer the very subtle thing like Medieval 2 and WAD, where it was just like a light bit of blood on your thing. And that's what it seems quite reminiscent of now. It doesn't seem over the top. I haven't seen any limbs be decapitated. I love how I pronounce that word so perfectly. Again, they're still in proper formation now. This, I believe, is where I tell them to actually start firing. So I do remember them being in this formation a lot more. A little pseudo more than anything. Waha! That's actually pretty cool. This is why I like the Romans. Everything in order, all disciplined and wonderful. So as you can see here, I just told them to stop firing. Don't worry about it, I'm not going to waste my ammo on these guys. I'm going to see if I can see any more of the guys up here. As you can see, I do see the skirmishers. I'm like, alright, they're going to completely wreck my guys in close combat. Especially if they've got these guys holding on, and melee takes a short while. These guys will just completely whittle down all of the guys I got to fight them. And these guys just have to stand there in that wonderful formation and be like, yeah, well, I've won. Oh, sorry, again, I got close. Quite a dry throat. So as you can see, I just sort of sending a few volleys into these guys here. I'm going to force a movement. Ow. There you go. That's them moving out the way now. With that all laid out, I'm going to see, I'm just going to bring them up again now on a little bit of higher ground. I've only got very small defensive force here. I've got a couple of spears obviously to protect my archers, and I've got a couple of swords to protect the spears in some regard to the full-on melee were to happen. Obviously pushing up ever so slightly here on the southern side. I don't even know how to say this now. If we're attacking east to west, yeah, up to the south. I just need to look at the map, but I should say in there. Down in the south here, as you can see, I'm starting to push up ever so slightly. I haven't got my guns to any form of defensive formation yet. I do believe it's... Aha! There we go. As I was saying, I do believe I put some men up into the tree lines just to march with a little bit of solitude. I put them into their little spiral formation in case they do have archers, or if they do try and charge. And if I do not notice it straight away, the impact of damage would be reduced ever so slightly. Are we going to walk through the rocks? Men. Back over here, as you can see, I'm starting to mobilise my cavalry a little bit just to really keep warn of my enemy here, my opponent, that I do have cavalry ready to move. Short cavalry, so I can't really keep them that much in prolonged melee. It's kind of hit, move, hit, move. The charge bonus outweighs the actual melee capabilities. I think this is where we noticed some of their guys moving up here. I think I did move these guys actually dangerously close if it actually got to that. As you can see, these guys here have got their shield wall and all formation set up as well, so they're kind of safe in some regards there, and they've got some of their leader Palatina marching up here through the forest as well. So little things like this we actually got to be very careful of. I don't know what my archers are currently focused on. I think we just did a few volleys into the cavalry. Not 100% sure on that one. I think some of my target would probably lie more into these guys here, but these guys here are currently hidden. Oh no, they're starting to mobilise out. From my point of view, actually, I'm not really too sure what's going on here. I think I actually decided to do a little bit of a hard push purely because they do have crossbows, they do have extra archers, and they do have their skirmishers over here. So their melee capabilities, I wouldn't say outmatch mine, but in this sort of situation here, I have none. All of my ranges here, I meant range, not melee. Of course, I noticed his cavalry here, come to the side. So I mobilise these guys down to protect my flank just in case. I'm going to get hit a little bit from behind here, but end of the day I'd rather lose 3 or 4 men from a few hours from behind than maybe losing about 60 men from a push on the side. Did not actually get this at all. Sad about that. Kind of got my cavalry hit into the charge here. They had the spear woods and all set up, so their entity of impact was very significantly hit there. So I'm trying to keep the momentum up now. I'm trying to hit back into all of their archers and all of their skirmishers and that sort of thing. Since, like I said, I had no ranged capabilities here. Potentially engage. I even got some of my Thracian warriors up here as well. Nice. Kind of got some of my Thracian warriors hit onto the side here. Back on this side, however, as you can see, it's all gone a little bit crazy. Managed to catch these guys here, which is very wonderful. Got my archers hitting into them very slightly. It's nice that I managed to clip these guys ever so slightly. I'm just going to hold up their cavalry here. Just kind of keep my archers a little bit well protected. I should have been probably a little bit more on it and move these guys down here. Well, there we go. I'm on it now slightly. Kind of got a little bit guys caught up here, and as you can see, I got my not my general, some Thracian warriors caught up there, but I bring my general down to reinforce this just because I don't want them to be fighting alone, especially if that charge. Their morale shock is going to be bad, so I'm going to hit my general now as quickly as possible. Managed to rout these units here, which is wonderful. Some of the cavalry are now pulling back, so I have to be careful of that. I'm going to reorganise my spearmen. The only bad thing now, after trying to keep my spearmen for defence against the cavalry, trying to commit some troops to actually help in the actual core fighting up here. Ah, that guy's got absolutely shredded. There you go, a couple of the units are starting to rally here. Some of the units are back again, that's probably what they were going on about. The units rallied. Managed to get some Thracian warriors up along the side here, as you can see, into their crossbowmen. I believe it's a crossbowman, yep, very light arbalist unit there. Got to be careful, as you can see some of the cavalry hit me from behind, that's very good. I don't actually know where my cavalry is currently. There we go, they're hitting into their skirmishes. A little small fight going on happening here. I'm not too sure who's actually coming out on top of this. I do believe that I ended up gaining a little bit of morality here and coming back through that. Got to keep working onto their archers, move my cavalry in and out. Kind of got a small little entrapment here, although these units here are low on men. And ever so slightly losing. I've got some guys in from behind. They're doing some nice damage. Ah, there you go, the one very first stochastic. I can't even say it. Head loss. There we go. And you can see some of their archers caught up into my, some of their cavalry got caught into my archers. Wonderful, we'll get there eventually. Managed to break them around them, as you can see. Got to be careful with skirmishers, I'm not focusing them. Kind of got my archers focused more into their general right now. They're facing away from me, this is where I can do a lot more damage. Another thing is that these guys are going to take some of the shots and sort of that, so minimal protection, but it may work. You never really, well, too sure of that one. Managed to break the left hand side here, as you can see. That's wonderful. We can keep pushing up from the eastern front, western front even. You can see they only got a few of their Sagittarii, which are, I think, the worst arch units Rome can actually bring. So I've only got my Germanic spears in there at the moment, as you can see. They ain't going to be much of a match for that. I'm caught up a little fight in little central ground here, as you can see. What am I targeting here? There you go, I've got my general now, started to come into the battle a little bit. Gonna hit him to the cavalry, keep up the cavalry. This is a unit that my general can fight quite well, or not. Gonna move him out the way. Decided to reinforce this line here. So I've got my archers firing in there. I think it's gonna get a bit risky now. Use my archers to there we go. Choose my general to turn around and hit into that guy. So obviously a big bash is gonna hurt them quite a bit. They've only got 30 men, so in prolonged melee, pushing say I also get shot away. Oh, that's dangerous. I remember that happening. Speaking of dangerous, well, it's probably bad for my archers to be shooting to the big pile of men there. So as you can see, I've got them focused now on some of the cavalry to reduce their numbers a little bit, especially now since they're up there by themselves. Well, I need to be very careful of that. Pardon me, they don't just change direction and start hitting them. Got my spearmen from over on the east, on the right hand side there, coming in now and helping clear down some of these men here. Down here, as you've got some of the thick fighting with their general keeping inside. They're starting to break up so slightly. My general sadly has routed. There we go, but we did manage to break the unit there, and just nick of time to manage to work quite well with these units here. And I believe, well, there you go. I believe that was GG. Wonderful game. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't remember not talking for a lot of that, so if you can make coherent sense of what I said, well done. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful battle, and of course I'll see you next time.